One more time, Bradley Boyd is world champion in senior tie-down roping at the 2018 Lucas Oil AQHA World Championship Show. I'm Larry Jo Starkey with the American Quarter Horse Journal, your first stop for AQHA industry news, and I'm here today with Bradley to find out more about M.H. Boon's world champion, senior tie-down, nice horse. Tell me some more.
Well, M.H. Boon, we call him Hitman, and he's the reason that we have the brand we have, the Crosshair B. He's just a phenomenal little horse. He has so much heart, and the most wonderful-minded stud. Just easy to be around. Never says a word. Never gets into anything. He's just awesome all the way around. We've owned him for going on 11 years now, and he's had a chance. He's been back to the finals 4 times now, 3 times, 4 times counting this one. And we've had a little bad luck in the finals the last 2 trips. The first time in the finals was a junior horse, and he won 3rd in the world. I can't say enough about him. We have a lot of babies on the ground. It was really neat for me this year because actually one of his babies was in the finals with him. And Hitman's Dark Knight. He ended up being a finalist, but he's a really nice horse. Joni Gabriel and Stephen Perry, they own him. He's an outstanding little individual.
Can you describe your run for us today? How did that work out?
You know, he was great everywhere. He scored great. He was wonderful in the box. That calf really tried. He was stout. He ran, and he ran him down with no trouble and let me rope him. You know, I had a flashback from last year. That calf took a little run on me in the rope, and last year that calf got around me, and he had to work probably 40 foot. And he's kept it tight and worked, and we ended up getting the top 10 out of it. But this year I was more prepared for it, and I learned something every year. And his rope work was phenomenal today. I mean, I can't say enough good about him. He's so much fun.
Now, I heard that maybe he might be retired.
Yes, ma'am. I actually told him, talk to my horse. I actually told him right after we made it back to the finals that if he won the world, that I would retire him.
So,
and when I say retire, that means the next calf he'll run will be in a junior rodeo, which will probably be about 7 or 8 years.
So he's going to get a little break more than a retirement.
Yes, ma'am, but he won't have to do a whole lot of work.
Okay. I understand this is something of an anniversary for you because 2 years ago when you won, you had to race home.
Yes, ma'am. 2 years ago, when I won the world on my Barracuda, my other stud horse, my wife's water broke that night, and my son was born. So this is an anniversary. We're actually having a birthday party for him tonight. So he's a world show baby. He's called the Buckle Baby. It seems like everybody knows him as the Buckle Baby. His name's Mason True.
So is Mason going to be Hitman's next rider then?
Mason or Maddie. My little girl's 7, so she's breakawaying now. She rides a little pony named Dolly, and she breakaways off her and really enjoys it. She has a lot of fun. She runs barrels and breakaways, so she may be his first next rider, but Mason will probably be on him too.
Is there anyone you'd like to thank today?
Yes, ma'am. My wife, Rachel, for supporting me through all of it. My mom and dad, Wayne and Diane Boyd, Randy Barrett, one of my best friends. They're always right there for me and always right there with me. Heartwood Farms, Gary and Lori Lewis, they thank you very much. They actually owned Hitman's Dark Knight, and we sold him to Joni Gabriel. So she stayed here so she could watch him go in the finals. They were really excited about having a previously owned horse in the finals. I want to thank Gary Ball. He lets us stay at his place every time we come up here, and just a wonderful man. And I really enjoy these 2 weeks being here. And of course, we'll be here all next week for the amateur breakaway with my wife and the amateur tie down with Randy and Don Thomas, and so it's an enjoyable time for me, and the stress at this point is over for me. And now I get to stress over my wife and my friends. So they've stressed over me all week, so now it's my turn to stress over them.
A little turning of the tables. Now, just because Hitman's retired, that doesn't mean you are, right?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I've got probably 4 3-year-olds that are coming and a couple 4-year-olds. And I know I have 5 2-year-olds, and they're all at home. And we've got them in training for the most part. Out of all those, the majority are out of Hitman. Some are out of Barracuda. And they may not have to see him anymore, but they'll sure have to contend with his babies.
Congratulations. Something to look forward to out there all year on the road.